Good morning. This is Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning. Grief, what is that? Trying to start up a lawnmower or what?
Oh, that's a cat. Happy cat.
Oh, that's a cat.
It's a purring cat. I found it yesterday when we found the purring cat. That it's very soothing. It's almost,
You
like
call that soothing?
therapeutic. Yeah, it's a cat, very happy and satisfied.
It just sounds like a lawnmower or a weed eater or something.
Well, they kind of do when they're really happy.
Oh,
They can make a lot of noise. And I just thought maybe I'd see if it would soothe us just a little bit here this morning.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Here, kitty. Come on over here. There. We may hear from the kitty again before the show's over.
Oh, good.
I have to first apologize. And because I didn't really realize what you were up to until I got to thinking about it yesterday, neighbor.
I don't know where you're going with this, and I'm afraid to ask.
I asked you yesterday afternoon when I came back to work, I noticed that your mailbox was laying down in your yard. And you mentioned, well, did you notice that there's the beginning of a sidewalk going from the street to your sidewalk, adjoining sidewalk, and then to your front door? Correct?
Yeah. It looks like the forms have been laid out.
Yeah.
For that. Yeah.
Yeah. And your really great landlord, out of the goodness of his heart, is making it accessible from the street to your house a little bit easier.
Kind of looks like it. Yeah.
So at first I thought, well, that's kind of crazy. The mailbox is laying in the yard, and what's going on? You know, as a neighbor, I kind of
nosy neighbor.
Kind of worry about all my neighbors.
Nosy neighbor.
And I thought, that is so sweet, really. I'm purring now because I realized with that sidewalk, access to your house from mine will be way easier. Be able to walk across the street and walk right to your front door, so easy when that is poured in. So I'm feeling very warm and fuzzy right now because I feel like that's an invitation from you to come over and visit more often and maybe have some supper with you guys.
Well, maybe we'll just fill it in with dirt again. No, just kidding. Yes, absolutely. There's always been an open invitation to you, Dave, my neighbor, my friend, my co-host.
Thank you.
My father and brother, all in one.
Yeah, don't do that. That was a mistake. Well, here's the Joan and I have been married a long time.
Yes, and I know you have. Over 50 years, right?
Over 50 years.
Yeah.
And, it gets kind of tough on the person who is trying to think of something to eat at night.
Oh?
What are we going to eat tonight? And it makes me feel warm and fuzzy thinking about all the wonderful meals that Joan and I have had together. But sometimes I feel bad. Every night, what are we going to eat? What do you want to eat? And if now that new sidewalk is available to your front door, maybe once in a while, I'd just say, Joan, don't worry about it. I'm sure Shelley and Brent won't mind if I come over and have supper with them. And that makes me feel very happy and feel like purring like a cat.
That's great. How much do no trespassing signs cost?
Oh, you can probably get them down at the hardware store.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, if you're listening.
Save me a couple.
Yeah, set a couple back for me, would you please?
All right. I suppose we better get busy. We have guests coming in. Today we're going to be visiting with the Nebraska One Box ladies.
Boy, it's that time of year, isn't it?
It's coming up. Also, cowboy poetry this weekend at the Comstock Church.
Oh, good. Would that be Mr. Shada and Mr. Smith maybe coming in?
It's coming in the 9 o'clock hour.
I always love that segment every year.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Talking about good pies and raising money for good causes and poetry and music.
And they usually share a poem or two, I believe.
Usually
if
do.
If we push them hard enough.
Yeah. I think they'll probably bring some poems with them, and they're either on a book or one they have. They memorize them. I don't know how they do that, but they do.
I don't know. Yeah, RP amazes me. I don't know how he remembers all of the poems that he's put together over the years.
Yep. And Don does a lot of poetry. I think he's known a lot for his music over the years, but he's also doing poetry, and he's done some of that here on the show. So they'll be coming in the 9 o'clock hour today. And also on our guest list, Designs of Distinction, Trish. And this is a big day. This is the ribbon cutting for the re-grand opening of Designs of Distinction at Broken Bow's flooring.
Yeah, Bow Flooring downtown, yeah.
And she is all settled in. They're going to have a little ribbon cutting through the chamber today, and that's going to be fun. So that's all the things that are coming up. Fox Theater News, we're going to be talking about the movies, and this is the day before Halloween, so we do want to remind you that it's Devil's Night Mischief Night.
Oh, didn't know that existed.
It does. Tonight's Devil Night, the night before Halloween, when back in the 1970s, gags like egg tossing and toilet papering houses eventually escalated to arson and other crimes. And by the mid-'80s, in Detroit alone, more than 800 fires were set on Devil's Night back in 1984. And I know you have fond memories of the 80s, but that's one that we probably want to forget about.
Yes.
That's why there's a lot of curfews in the United States of America tonight. Because there are some people who still think because you have one night set aside for that sort of thing. Around here, it was always Halloween night. That's when you put the outhouse on the barn, and spread around some toilet paper and threw a few eggs. But we don't see as much of that, very little of that compared to the old days. I do remember here in Broken Bow, back in the 70s, being sprayed by the fire truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, we had
caused
this
that
huge accumulation of young people, kind of like a big crowd.
Yeah.
And throwing eggs at, I won't go into specifics where we were throwing them, but they finally sent the fire truck up and they sprayed us with water.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were being naughty. Really?
Well, but see, that's that crowd mentality.
Oh.
After it gets out of hand, that's how stupid and bad things happen when you get a whole bunch of people together and yeah,
we're invincible.
Throw that egg at such and such a place or car or whatever, and they did. They had to come and spray us to break it up. Not proud of that, but that was on Halloween night. Some other Halloween stories that are floating around right now between people. Oh, I remember when.
Yeah.
So it is Devil's Night, Mischief Night, but we will honor that. We will not honor that here in central Nebraska. It is Haunted Refrigerator Night.
Oh, okay.
This is
I opened up the door to mine last night, and I thought something was going to jump out at me.
Yep. All the horrors that lurk inside the fridge tonight. Make sure the light comes on when you open it so you know what it looks like before you eat it. National Candy Corn Day today.
I know that this has been a discussion in the past.
Yes.
On the breakfast show. I like candy corn.
I do too.
Love candy corn. You throw dry roasted peanuts in the mix with candy corn, I don't know if there's a better snack. Love it.
It's all about the taste and texture when you put those two together. Now, candy corn alone, really a little too sweet, kind of chewy-like. But you put those peanuts with it, and you got something going on. So this is National Candy Corn Day. It's also Buy a Donut Day because by tomorrow you'll be in a sugar coma anyway when you start eating all the Halloween candy. So it doesn't matter. Go ahead and have a donut today.
Yeah.
And also, this is for folks out there to this which applies. It's National Texture X Day. So it's a good idea to just text your ex, be friendly about it.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I hope anyway, it's to be friendly.
Let's hope so.
Okay.
Birthdays today, Henry Winkler,
The Fonz.
79 today. And Grace Slick, founder of the legendary Hall of Fame band Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, and then Starship, is 85 today.
Wow.
Yep, wow. Timothy B. Smith, 77, longtime bassist for the Eagles, and also played in the 70s band Poco.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. I guess that's about it for right now. There's other birthdays here. Oh, Ivanka Trump.
Oh.
She's quite a bit younger than her husband. Come on in. No, not Ivanka. This would be Trish. Ivanka Trump is 43 today.
Is how old?
43.
Okay.
Well, let me see here. She is a business executive, former first daughter, and former presidential advisor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
so
her.
the daughter of Donald Trump
not, yeah.
is having a birthday today.
Yeah, that's not her. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what's the wife's name?
Melania, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I get those turned around. Yeah. So I'm glad, because 43 and 80 doesn't really work very well. I mean, it happens.
It happens.
Yeah. Trish is here, and Trish,
I'm here.
glad you're here. We want to talk about an exciting day that
Yes.
you're going to be having here in just a little bit.
I am.
We have been yakking here, so, and you're a little early, so do you mind if we?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm
you
good.
Want to hang with us?
I'm hanging.
You look great today, by the way.
Thank you.
Here. School lunch menus real quick. Oh, we don't have to do that anymore. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'll get us started. Would you like that? Or are you ready? Are you ready to go?
I love working with you, Brent.
I love working with you, Dave.
Makes me so happy.
That's what makes me get
You
up
two
in the
just
morning.
Make me warm and fuzzy every time I come in.
I just want to purr. The Arnold Public Schools today, sweet and sour chicken with rice.
Cozad today, some of their choices include chicken patty, glazed ham with roasted pineapple, and pizza bar at Cozad today.
Arcadia Schools, baked potato bar, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
Sandhill School in Dunning, teriyaki chicken fried rice and egg rolls on the menu today at Sandhills.
Callaway Schools, ham, scalloped potatoes.
SEM today, French dip on the menu at SEM.
Oui. Loop City Schools today. That wasn't very funny. I tried it. Loop City Schools, walking taco or barbecue chicken sandwiches.
Thetford School today, garlic chicken on the menu today at Thetford.
And Selma Myrna Public Schools today, soft-shelled beef tacos, chicken farm sandwich. Spelled with a P.
Parmesan, chicken parmesan.
Oh, I thought it was a
sandwich.
pharmacy.
No,
So, boy.
Prescription of some sort. Fresh baked combo sub along with that at Anselmo Myrna today.
All right. Ansley today, it's abbreviated as chick noodle and mash pot.
Ooh, pot.
That would be chicken noodles and mashed potatoes.
Out of a
I'm
pot.
assuming. That's at Ansley today.
Gosh, I'm having fun. Litchfield today, popcorn chicken.
Gothenburg today, made fresh chicken and noodles with dinner roll, baked pork fritter with dinner roll, made fresh pepperoni pizza, a fresh baked Italian turkey sub, and nacho snackables. Some of the choices at Gothenburg today.
At Sargent, chicken and noodle soup with crackers and cheese, fruit cup, dinner roll, and milk.
Broken Bow today, soft shell beef tacos, chicken parmesan sandwich, fresh baked combo sub. The grill station combo is spicy chicken sandwich basket, and they've got the My Way wing station with breadstick at Broken Bow today as well.
Arnold Public Schools today, sweet and sour chicken with rice. And the Prairie Pioneer Center today, it's chili dogs, mac and cheese, and fruit. Call them at 872-6121. Let them know you're coming, or you can call that same number to set up home delivery for those good meals as well. Trish.
What?
Just take that headset and just put it up to your ear. You don't have to put them on because your hair is too nice to mess up
okay.
here.
What
Just
am
see
I
if you
doing?
can hear this. Oh, isn't that nice?
Do you consider that soothing?
I was seeing if it was plugged in. I thought he was really messing with me.
No, that's a
It was the calming.
yeah.
Yeah.
Purr of a cat. That just shows that you're happy. And that's what makes me happy being on the breakfast show with Brent. That's why I'm purring.
It is.
And you, Trish, of course.
Okay.
You want to play the game real quick?
Sure.
And then
Let's
we're going
do
to talk
that.
curtains.
Okay. Halloween's coming up. Did you know that? It's tomorrow.
Let me do this.
I have to admit, I do like when you cackle like that. That's my favorite part of Halloween, is when you do that. You kind of do a Halloween voice.
Yeah.
Have you done your usual ad in your Halloween spooky voice
Yesterday.
yet? You did it yesterday.
Now we'll hear it today.
Oh, good.
Oh,
I
good.
can't wait.
I feel so evil when I do it. I love it.
And it's once a year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the only time I feel evil.
All right, so our questions are going to center around Halloween
Okay.
for the next few days. The word Halloween derives from which of the following? You like how I emphasized which?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. The word Halloween derives from which of the following? And here are your choices. Did it derive from All Saints' Day? I don't even know how to pronounce this. Samhain? Samhain. That's not one of the answers, so don't worry about it. Your other choices are All Hallows Eve, or it derived from nothing. It's always been Halloween. So the word Halloween derives from which of the following? All Saints' Day, All Hallows Eve, or nothing. It has always been Halloween. If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
The Breakfast Show
Don't know what I do without them. They're awesome.
on KCNI KBBN.
Check out Runza's Spicy Barbecue Bacon Burger and Runza Sandwich. Whew, that's a tongue twister. Say that 5 times fast.
Spicy barbecue bacon burger and Runza sandwich. Spicy barbecue bacon burger and Runza sandwich.
No, I didn't actually.
Spicy barbecue bacon burger and Runza
Try
sandwich.
Runza's Spicy Barbecue Bacon Burger and Runza Sandwich with barbecue sauce, jalapenos, bacon, pepper jack cheese, and crispy onion strips. Because Runza makes it all better.
Remember, today is Pigs in a Blanket Day at your Broken Bow Runza.
And we have Joey on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. You like Halloween?
Yeah.
Do you like candy corn?
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
we're good to go then. Here's Brent.
Okay, Joey, the word Halloween derives from which of the following? Did it derive from All Saints' Day, All Hallows Eve, or it derived from nothing? It's always been Halloween. What do you think?
All Hallows Eve.
There you go. That's the answer. And because you've answered correctly, we've got a certificate that's going to get you a free pig in a blanket that they serve on Wednesday at Runza here in Broken Bow. So
Alrighty.
come on out and see us when you can.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
Thanks.
We'll be right back with the star of the show right after this.
At Echo Financial in Arnold, they believe that sometimes all you need is someone to help show you the way. It is certainly true with finances and insurance. Whether you're starting in your career or are preparing for the retirement of your dreams, Echo is there to listen, understand, and help guide your financial journey. She invites your questions and offers complimentary consultations for your retirement and legacy planning. Echo Financial offers asset management and financial planning with a heartbeat. Visit echofinancialllc.com or call 308-848-2244 to book your appointment today. Advisory services are offered through Echo Financial LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Nebraska. Insurance products and services are offered through Echo Financial and Echo Pelster Insurance LLC affiliated companies.
October is one of our favorite months at Team Physical Therapy because it's National Physical Therapy Month.
October is focused on promoting the benefits of physical therapy, the importance of movement in our everyday lives, and overall wellness. Team Physical Therapy offers many therapies to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, and Gothenburg, or call 872-5111. Here's to the month of celebrating physical therapy from Team Physical Therapy.
Whether you're putting up miles of fence or you're just surrounding a small pasture, you want a final product that stands up to all Nebraska and your livestock throw at it. That's what you'll get when you contract with HD Livestock Fencing and Cedar Cutting. Dave prides himself on being budget-friendly, but also offering professional and experienced work. Call Dave Hansen at 308-215-0148, and you'll be on your way to having the sharpest fence around. 308-215-0148 for HD Livestock Fencing and Cedar Cutting.
You're waking up with The Breakfast Show, KCNI KBBN Radio.
I love it. Today is an exciting day for Designs of Distinction.
Yes.
A grand opening.
There you go. Well, new location.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's finally here. Yay. I was yesterday still moving stuff around, so it's just who I am. But there'll be coffee and cookies.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So come.
All right.
And just, see my new space and all the bright lights and high ceilings.
Open spaces.
So I'm so excited.
Well, I can imagine because you were in a building that worked for you for many years.
It worked for, almost, 14 years. And it's great, and I love Mark Phillips to death. He's just a great guy. He was a great landlord. It's just, his life went in a different direction, and so I don't know what he's going to do with the building, but hopefully somebody will, step in and do something with it. But yeah, it was a great place. I was blessed. Everything kind of clicked, and Sherry and Ron just said, well, we got this space. And I went over and looked, and I thought, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I got Amanda's input, and she had some ideas a little different than mine, but they were perfect. So, yeah, I'm excited for people to come in and see it and hopefully get back into a normal routine where I can be in the shop Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which were pretty much always my normal days. And then out at Bow Family Furniture on Monday, Friday, and most Saturdays. So.
Okay.
And then we're going to starting to be open on Sundays, I think, in November. So, hard to believe we're coming up on Christmas.
It's getting here.
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That's crazy, but this happens so fast when we come out of fall and go into Halloween. Next thing we know is Thanksgiving, and boom, Christmas is here.
And we're right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's moving, and I turn around and I just think, where did the summer go? It just seems like it flew by, and here we are. My dad always said the older you get, the faster time goes, and I thought he was kind of full of it at that point because, I was young and dumb. Now I'm here, and I'm like, oh, I guess he had a point.
His dad was right, yeah. Trish, talk a little bit about the journey when you first started Design to Distinction here, how long that's been, and just some of the things that maybe haven't surprised you and some of the things that have since you started here in Broken Bow.
When I was still in Vegas, I figured, I literally threw out all of my sample books. I threw them off for shades and blinds, threw them all out. I was going to come here and open a quilt shop. And I got here. And Spencer, my wonderful husband, bless his heart, I miss him every day. He had been telling people that I was going to come and do window treatments. So when I got here, I already had, he had a list. You need to call this person. You need to call this person. And I'm like, great. So I contacted all my, companies again and said, well, you shipped in Broken Bow, Nebraska. And the first question was, where? And I said, Broken Bow, Nebraska. And they said, we ship shades all the time. I was spoiled because I just went down and picked them up. And they got them done. I went down to the warehouse and manufacturing and picked them up. And so shipping was a whole new idea. So, yeah, they stepped up and said, sure, no problem. And then wound up with another company because in Vegas I had 3 companies I worked with, 2 of which I really wasn't happy with, and then wound up with the one out of Indiana. So everything kind of clicked, and then I looked at spaces, and then I found out that it was, well, you have to share the utilities with everybody else in the building. And I said, well, how bad can that be? It can be really bad. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'll ever find a space. And I was introduced to Mark, and kind of one thing went to the other, and here we are.
Yeah.
So.
And what's kind of surprised you as far as, I guess, when your husband already had done the sales work before you got here, you already had a bit of a head start on it, not even planning to do what you did before.
Had never, I was always a member of the chamber there, so I joined the chamber. Just basically kept my name, and then the funny part was the distances. When I would get calls and they'd say, oh, well, I live in 10 miles south of Myrna. I'm like, okay. And they're like, will you come here? And I'm like, takes me an hour and a half to get across Las Vegas. So let's put this in perspective. I can go 65 and I can be there in, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's, and then just learning about dirt roads, that was a little scary, especially on rainy days. I had to change my whole philosophy of driving.
Traveling is different here.
Gravel scares me. It still does. So come to a stop sign. Thankfully, that saved my butt because I lost my brakes coming out of the Anselmo area once. And, that little bit of slowing down before you get to the intersection is really a thing.
It's a good idea.
And just I just thought nobody here is going to want to have me do anything for them. People are born with sewing machines in this part of the world. Sewing is not a big deal. And then I learned that, it is. It is, kind of a needed thing without calling somebody from Grand Island or, I guess, Kearney. And then I had heard so many things about Sunbeam Swanson, I think was her name. Heard so many things about her, and I guess she had just retired right before I got here. And so there was somebody here doing this at one time, and then I kind of, just stepped right into that. I never met her, and I, would have loved to have met her sometime. And window treatments and sewing, and so getting to do all the things I loved. So,
Trish, what do you like about, it's obvious you have more open space. You alluded to that at your new location at Bow Flooring. But just kind of describe what it makes it better for you.
It's just open, and in my old shop I had one room that I had my work table in. My work table is only 96 inches long. It's 60 inches wide. But by the time I get all my stuff into that room, it was just a matter of walking around it. 2 people couldn't basically be on the same side of the table at the same time working on anything. I had more space on the west side of the table than I did on the east side of the table. And then I had my air compressor, and when that thing went off, it was like, I should probably wear ear protectors, but it's just open. I mean, and it's funny because people come in and they go, where did that, big cabinet come from? And I'm like, well, it was in the other shop. It was just most people very seldom got all the way into that shop. So they would look in the door, and I think a lot of people came by to see me. They'd look at the door and see shipping boxes and all the shades, sitting there for me to put up. Well, they didn't realize that you come in, you go down this long hallway, and there's a great big open room, but you couldn't see it. So that's where all my samples were and all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure some people... Now, at the new place, you can't see it until you come into the building. And the good news is that building is open business hours, 7 days a week, basically. So, or 6 days a week. So Ken is usually always in there, and, but I plan to be in there more Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right about somewhere between 9 and 10, depending on if I have installations. So it's still going to be the same thing. The best way to get a hold of me is my phone number, my phone, which is 308-870-3677.
All right. Grand reopening today. That's at noon.
At noon. Yep. It's the ribbon cutting.
Ribbon cutting.
Yep. And I'll be there all day. That's my plan. So even if you can't make it at noon, come in, take a look, and it's just bright and open.
That's great. And you get to work with Ken off and on. And I know that he was in the other day cutting some commercials and thought it was all fitting together really nicely.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everybody's been so supportive. I mean, Ron came in yesterday and I was moving something. He said, "What are you doing?" And he picks up the other piece of it. And I'm like, I'm so used to moving all this stuff by myself that it's, kind of weird to have somebody actually in the building with me. Mm-hmm. I can go around the corner and say, "Hey, do you have a second?" But I'm a hard-headed.
Yeah.
So
well, we know that, Trish. That's part of the reason you're so successful, because when you go out, you're going to do the job right. You're going to make sure people are happy with it. You're hard-headed in the right way. Yeah. So congratulations on your new location.
And thanks for you all, because this is the main bulk of my advertising budget is here.
Well, you know what that does? It makes us very happy. It makes us purr.
Oh, jeez. See, I can hardly hear that. I can hear it on the headsets, but so he's just loving it.
I don't know what to say, Trish, except congratulations.
Thank you
and
so much.
Hope you have a very special, a wonderful day today.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole bunch of people or nobody.
We'll be down to catch a picture.
Cool. I appreciate it.
Maybe you said you had cookies, or
yes, cookies.
Oh,
fresh baked cookies.
Well, probably Brent will want to come with me.
Some cookies for me. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Designs of Distinction, and that phone number again.
308-870-3677.
That's the number to call if you don't find Trish at her new location in the flooring.
The flooring
store.
building.
Yeah.
Right across the street from my old shop.
Right on. Thank you.
Thanks.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Closing arguments in the presidential campaign. Vice President Harris in Washington, D.C.
This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge.
Former President Donald Trump reached out to Latino voters in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
I've done more for Puerto Rico than any president by far. Nobody close. I provided historic funding.
His remarks days after a comedian likened the island to trash at a Trump rally in New York. The Yankees forced the Dodgers to keep the champagne on ice. New York came through in a must-win Game 4 of the World Series, beating L.A. 11-4. Bombers manager Aaron Boone.
It's one game. We wanted to get it to tomorrow, and we've done that, and excited for the opportunity tomorrow.
Do or die Game 5 tonight in New York. Garrett Cole goes for the Yanks. Jack Flaherty for the Dodgers. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KNOP, with Halloween festivities and trick-or-treating taking place on Thursday, the North Platte Police Department is reminding the community to keep safety at the forefront of the holiday. Sergeant Jeremiah Johnson offered some tips on how to keep children safe during the celebrations. Once the sun goes down, we recommend either putting reflective tape on the children so they can easily be seen by the vehicles, or if they have glow sticks so they can just be easily seen walking along the sidewalks, Jerm Johnson said. Johnson also reminds parents to keep an eye on their kids, make sure they don't enter homes, and stay in well-lit areas, and of course, watch out for moving vehicles. During the holiday season, it is best to report suspicious activity sooner rather than later. On Halloween Day, the North Platte Police Department will have extra officers on the road to ensure safety for the kids trick-or-treating. They may even have a treat for the kids themselves. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In Game 4 of the World Series, the Yankees stay alive with an 11-4 win over the Dodgers. New York got a grand slam home run from Anthony Volpe and a 3-run blast from Gleyber Torres in the win. Aaron Judge even drove in his first RBI of the series. New York's bullpen tossed 5 shutout innings, allowing just 1 hit in closing down the victory. New York still alive, but still trails in the series 3-1. Game 5 will be Wednesday in New York. NBA, 4 games. Nuggets beat the Nets 144-139 in overtime. Nikola Jokic, a triple-double for Denver, 29 points, 18 rebounds, 16 assists. Mavericks over the Timberwolves, 120-114 in a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals. Kyrie Irving, 35 points for Dallas. In the NHL, the Capitals beat the Rangers 5-3. Washington's Alexander Ovechkin scored 2 goals, numbers 856 and 857 in his career. He's now 38 away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's career goal-scoring record.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance of rain showers today, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Highs level off around 48. Winds out of the north 10 to 20 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tonight. Rain showers likely. Lows dip down to about 31. Sunshine expected tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 55. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
The music to get your day started right.
I listen every morning.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
It takes hard work and determination to build a winning team. It also takes hard work to finish the laundry list of projects around your home. Refresh your space by completing that list with the help of a HELOC from Bruning Bank. If an updated look is not enough and you're ready to buy a new home or your dream home, we can help with that too. Navigating a home purchase can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let our friendly, experienced staff guide you to owning the home of your dreams. You can apply in person, online at bruningbank.com, or give us a call at 308-872-2757 to get you started. Bruning Bank, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 473773, member FDIC.
Gear up now for the Agland ATV Surplus Auction closing November 1st by Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Bid now on 62 Polaris Rangers and ATVs. We have a great variety of units ranging from 2023 to 2016. There's North Star editions, crew cabs, trail bosses, snowplow units, and more. Find the right unit for you on this November 1st no reserve auction for Agland ATV. Come check them out in person at our auction yard near Kearney. There's no reserves and no buyer fees. Bid now at marshallbid.com.
Need Fence Central Nebraska? Rapid Fence has your back. They pride themselves on quality, specializing in high tensile and barbed wire applications. They can also remove fence, clean up fence lines, and help with feedlot and corral fencing. If your fence suffered due to an unfortunate wildfire, go with Rapid Fence. Call 308-223-1320. That's 223-1320 for Rapid Fence. Or find them on Facebook by searching Rapid Fence.
10 past the hour of 8 o'clock. We are going to be visiting with members of the One Box in just a moment or two. So keep it right here. Right now, it's the Eagles on KBBN, KCNI's Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Medicare annual enrollment is going on now through December 7th. Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. I invite you to call or stop in at our offices in Broken Bow or Callaway and make an appointment to review your Medicare coverage for 2025. We do not offer every plan available in your area. Currently, we represent 4 organizations which offer 22 products in your area. Please contact Medic.gov, 1-800-MEDICARE, or your local state health insurance program to get information on all of your options.
Lashley Land & Recreational Brokers is proud to be servicing the Custer County area, and currently land is moving at a high rate of speed. So if you are considering selling your land, now is the time, or get an opinion of what your land might be worth. Call me, John Farley, at 308-530-7854, or check me out at lashleyland.com.
It's
Some
8:15.
secrets just can't be kept, like the savings this Friday and Saturday at the Secret Garden. Save 50% off fall decor. You will also receive 20% off all display items to help her prepare for her Christmas decorating, only excluding candles. The Secret Garden is open every Friday from 11:30 to 4:30 and every Saturday from 8:30 to 4:30. The Secret Garden, 50% off fall decor and 20% off all display items, only excluding candles. Located 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north.
Well, let's try that again. It's 8:15. It's 42 degrees outside under a cloudy sky. Winds are out of the north, 5 to 15. Barometric pressure steady at 29.95. Humidity at 85%. High yesterday, a beautiful 71 with an overnight low of 42, and that's where we remain. Sunset today at 6:37. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 8:09. 0.10 precipitation measured all of this month with just a trace this morning, a few sprinkles on the car hood this morning, and that was just about it. That's a look at the weather. We do want to remind you, red flag still up for burning out there. Very, very dry, very, very dangerous. Brent, I'm kind of anxious about this interview. I'm pretty excited about it.
Me too. We got some great people in the studio with us.
Well, we know all these people.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exciting.
And they know us, and they're still here. I think that's great.
That's the amazing part. One Box, unbelievably, is here. And by the way, do we change time this weekend?
We do.
Saturday,
we do, don't we?
On Sunday, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's kind of a One Box tradition, I think. Usually you go back, so you gain an hour after you've stayed up late, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So we have our special guests here to talk about One Box. We have Andy and Sadie Taylor, the chair people this year, and Hunter and Faith Thomas, vice chair and secretary. And guys, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. This is the 64th year, Andy. What do you think about that?
It's a lot of hunts that we put on. We started in 1961 with the first hunt there, and it's kind of just snowballed from that. I mean, it's a pretty big production to put this on. We started, basically Sunday after the last year's hunt. We started putting this thing together with caterers, rooms, stuff like that. So it just doesn't happen. My board, I'd like to thank them that they put in a lot of help and time to make this happen. So
yeah, I think people who have not been involved do need to be reminded that you start the next day, the Sunday of the hunt for next year, and you have all kinds of different volunteers and board members that you mentioned that need thanked, and there's probably too many to do that individually here. I know one of the people that is a staple of One Box and has been for a long, long time is Elaine Bear. She was kind of the organizer supreme for many, many years. And it seems like you guys have taken time to thank her in kind of a special way in recent years.
Yeah, Elaine does a lot for all three boards. So we just appreciate everything she does. She has a fish fry Wednesday out to the golf course. It's kind of the unofficial kickoff of One Box. Everyone kind of just brings a potluck and just kind of a mingling party, just a kickoff. So then move on to Thursday. We have a lunch donated by Matt Thomas and Jamie Anderson that the hunters that they come in out of the field. They hunt a Lindbergh memorial hunt in the morning. Then they can come to Matt Thomas's shop and kind of just another get together for everyone. I would like to thank the community. They've been really good this year. We have a lot of donations. Our host, dog handlers, scorekeepers, landowners. I mean, everyone from the kids out at the trap range on Friday. Without community involvement like that, this hunt would be pretty much impossible. Mm-hmm. So with that said, we'd like to, what the One Box is all about is youth shooting, habitat, and scholarships for kids. So that's really the three things that we do to give. That's just what we do is give out tons of scholarships and money. So
all right, Hunter, Faith, the shop has been used for many things over the years. Oh, yeah. Birthday parties that we've enjoyed attending there. It's a nice place to hold a small party, isn't it?
It is, yes.
And you're probably thinking, I would be happy just to throw a party every year and maybe not move up in the chairs to have this responsibility.
That would not be a bad gig.
Faith, have you enjoyed being a part of this the last few years?
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot. It's a great group of people and a great group of ladies we have on our ladies board, and it's a lot of fun to put these events together. And just, I mean, there's been people, like, One Box is a legacy, and getting to meet all the different people throughout the years has been really great.
Yeah, and if you don't sometimes if you don't have something to gather once a year for, you'll say, well, we'll still get a hold of one another, we'll still see each other, but if you don't have the event, it honestly kind of goes away. So it's important to keep it going for friendships, if nothing else. So,
yeah, for sure.
All right. Andy, please continue.
Yeah, so we have teams coming from Georgia, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, and Nebraska, and Colorado. I'm team members. And it's really fun throughout the year talking to these guys, getting to know them when they send their bios in for their stage introduction. And then, I've talked to several people multiple times a month, and it's just fun talking to people, making friends. We trick them here. We trick these people here with a pheasant hunt, but they come back for the family they meet around here. So that's kind of what we like to do. And the past shooters really drive this hunt too, coming back and doing that. And of course, you have all the people at the gun club: Dave Stunkel, Paul Ulmer, Riley Weems, and Jim Duncan. I'd like to especially thank them for all the time they put in with the rock crushers and everything for that end of the hunt. So
yeah. Landowners, couldn't have it without landowners, could you?
Landowners are a huge thing, and we've been kind of partnering with Pheasants Forever over the years, and in and out with the Game and Parks to try to get some pivot corners back into CRP and stuff like that. They have some pretty good programs out there, and they're getting better. So Josh Arnold sits on our board, and he said he's a farmer out by Myrna, I think, and he said he's seen one pheasant when he's harvesting, so that's 100% better than last year.
Yeah.
Well, I've read where the numbers are up in the state of Nebraska, maybe more so in the Southwest, but it's nice to hear that we are seeing a few here, because if you travel the country, it's kind of a big deal to see one, which never used to be the case.
It is a big deal to see a pheasant. I slow down and move over for them so they can get off the road.
Yeah, no kidding. Hunter, is there anything you wanted to cover that I didn't ask you about?
I'd just like to touch on the scholarship situation a little bit more. So, like Andy mentioned earlier, we have a lot of volunteers come out and help us on Friday. It's a good way to get your name in for a scholarship. Last year we had like 27 high schoolers and a few middle schoolers come out and help. So far this year we're up to 16, looking for about 10 more. And then, if your family's been involved, it's always a good opportunity to apply for a scholarship. So since 91 would be the first year we started giving away scholarships, we have awarded over $500,000 in scholarships. Wow. So last year we did 26 total. The foundation, the One Box Foundation board, did $9,000. The ladies board did $8,750, and then combined it was $17,750 in scholarships.
In one year?
Yep, just last year. This year.
That's pretty good. It's real good. That's a lot of really good things. Yeah. So let's just visualize here. I know that we've kind of talked about a lot of different things here, but you start with the Elaine Bear Fish Fry on Wednesday night, Thursday lunch at the Thomas Shop, then is the appreciation Thursday night for the landowners?
Landowners appreciation Thursday night, yeah.
Okay. And Friday you start with a trap shoot.
Yeah, we start out to the gun club about 8:30 in the morning, and they shoot, I think, till about 2:30. By that time, they need to go back to their motel rooms, get changed up, cleaned up for their in-house parties, and then it kind of banquets and the next Saturday hunting and another banquet, and it just kind of all just runs together.
Thank goodness for the One Box Convention Center. We always talk about this when we talk with board members about, it was kind of cool in a way, but back in the day you had 3 or 4 different locations to make this all work, which was kind of neat, but for people in your position, made it very, very tough because you had to basically organize 3 or 4 different events at 3 or 4 different places, and now it all accumulates at the One Box, which is a beautiful place to have it.
Yep, we're very fortunate for the board members that made that possible for us. So,
all right, guys, relax for a moment because Brent, he's the ladies' man here. So I thought maybe you might talk about what the ladies are up to, Brent.
Well, yeah, let's have them talk about it. Sadie, what's going on with the ladies' part of the One Box?
Oh, we have a couple events, and I'll actually let Faith start with our Friday event.
Yeah, so Friday we have an event called Birds of a Feather Drink Together. It's a mixology class out at Kincaidor. That goes from 11:30 to 1:30. They'll have raffles and door prizes like a charcuterie lunch and then drinks. That's put on by a professional mixologist, so that'll be a lot of fun for the ladies. The ticket prices for that's $40, and you can buy your tickets from the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Faith, question on that. Mixology? Is that somebody that specializes in mixing different concoctions?
Yeah, it's like a cocktail professional.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. But I think they put a little bit of flair on it.
I bet they do. I wonder if they have a special mix to put husbands to sleep. Or do they really need one?
You know, he might.
He might.
I haven't met him, but he sounds like he's pretty good at what he does.
Okay.
So.
Would you ask him for me?
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Now, in regards to the tickets, I assume get them in advance, I'm guessing is the best thing to do, and if so, how soon in advance do you suggest people make sure they get their tickets?
No, you've got like a little over a week till stuff starts, so, you know, the sooner the better.
Right.
The Friday event is a limited number.
Okay.
We only have a limited number of tickets we can sell for that, so if you're interested in that, I would definitely get those as soon as you can.
Yeah. I know that one of the big things about One Box, obviously we talk about the hunt and everything, but it's the enjoyment of socializing with people that maybe only see once a year, and that's a big part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you gain a lot of friendships with this event. And it keeps everybody connected, not only with the community, but, you know, with people around the United States. They come back for this event, and it's just amazing how long those friendships last and just their stories that they bring with them.
That's great. Other things that are happening on the ladies' side of things?
Yes. So we actually, our big event for the ladies is on Saturday. So we have a ladies' luncheon, and usually we come up with a theme, and I was struggling, so I did a little research, and that day, November 9th, is actually National Chaos Never Dies Day. So behind that is, you know, embrace the chaos of your everyday life. You can't control it, so just embrace it. So that's our theme this year, is embrace the chaos. And so we're bringing in a ventriloquist. It's Kevin Horner. He's out of Kansas, and he goes around to a lot of the state fairs. He's a comedian, illusionist, so he will perform on Saturday. Our event starts at 11. So he'll perform probably 12:30, around that time. And at the event, we have a lot of raffles. We have such amazing donors around the area. It's just all of Custer County, not just Broken Bow. So we really appreciate those donors. And we have a raffle for 3 large items. We have a cooling mister, a jewelry set, and an Echo Show. And then we also have specialized some raffles for 18 and under. They get their own special table. They get their own gift when they walk in the door. We want to get these youth involved more and more each year. So we encourage all ages to come to our luncheon.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Maybe all of you can talk about this, but I know that it takes a lot of people to put this on, no matter what aspect we're talking about. I'm sure you're amazed at all the volunteer help that just steps up and the donations that are made on behalf of the business community and even individuals.
Yeah, donations have been excellent this year. We've actually the One Box Hunt Board has actually partnered with Nebraska Game and Parks on we're raffling off 2 youth lifetime hunt/fish permits. So you can buy a ticket, $10 for a ticket to get in for one of them. So we'll draw for 2. I think the only stipulation, the kid has to be under 15 and a Nebraska resident. So, and then you do not have to be present to win that. So that's going to be a big help. Pat Bergen helped us out with that. You know, he's a commissioner at the Game and Park. So thanks to him, he's always willing to help with advice or, coming up with donation items like that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Very good. Well, and the Bergman family has been connected to pheasants and One Box ever since they moved to Custer County. So that's good to hear that continues. I know Pat is proud of that. Should be. All right, guys. We've covered a lot of ground. What else did we want to talk about before we move along here?
I don't know. I just can't stress enough the thanks to the community and everything that everyone does for this hunt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we put in a lot of time as board members, but without them, we wouldn't have what we have or be where we're at right now.
So, kind of just talk about the mechanics of the hunt itself. Hunter, you could do that, or Andy, or the gals. The One Box concept is a team gets a box of shells, and they go out for, there's a certain amount of time that they are allowed to be out?
Yes, I believe it's 30 minutes before sunrise, and 4:30?
4:30 is the...
4:30 is the last, the cutoff, so.
All right. Now, there's also quail are allowed to be a part of the hunt as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, quail are a big part of it. I think 2 years ago, I think it won by 1 quail. It was,
oh, wow.
It was 15
really?
Roosters, and I think Kirkpatrick's brought in 1 quail. So, and they beat Ed Schaaf, so don't let him know that.
Oh, let's promote that a little bit more, can we?
Repeat that. It beat Ed Schaaf.
Sorry, Ed.
He'll be back at it again. Well, it's a event that's been going on. This will be the 64th year. That's pretty amazing, guys. And if it wasn't for people your age, at this point in your life, if you weren't willing to donate all this time it takes to make this happen every year, it wouldn't still be here, because let's face it, the generations that started this in many cases are gone and no longer active in this area, which makes sense. So thank you for taking times out of your lives to make this great tradition continue, because it takes people like you to do it, and I know you have other board members as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of other board members, and I thank them all. I think we have one person that's been to all of them but one. I think Louis Stidham. I think he missed the first one, so he'll be there this year again. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. That is really amazing, and I'm sure if he could have been, he would have been at the first one.
Yeah.
And I'll talk a little bit real quick about the facility out at the range. I think because it's kind of tucked back in the hills, and people who love to go out there and shoot really enjoy it, and it brings, I think, different events in throughout the year. It probably has more of an economic impact than we think it might. But we went out there a few years ago on Friday for the trap shoot. Amazing activity going on out there. That's a really nice facility, isn't it?
Yeah, they do a lot of upgrades. The past shooters and Foundation do a lot of upgrades out there. I know they have a ticket swipe system to where you can go out there. If you have a card, you just swipe it. You can open up the trap, shoot trap. I think they're working on 5-stand. I don't know. They put lights up out there. Them guys just put in a lot of volunteer time out there to make that thing work, and with the teach all the coaches for the kids.
Yeah.
The rock crushers, but we're very fortunate to have that facility out there.
Yeah, and boy, you're right. Teaching the safety aspect of handling a hunting firearm is huge for kids. They can go out and do that safely, and it's a great facility. So I remember covering it because my wife and I used to take photographs for the one box, of the one box. And like I said, everything was in a different place. And as I remember, they shot trap out by the airport, which was a long ways from what you're using now. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, 20 by 20 steel shed out in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah. I remember Johnny Bench was out there shooting trap. I just remember him standing there, and a former Dallas Cowboys player.
Was it Walt Garrison? That's the one I remember,
Maybe
who was here
so,
at one
maybe
time.
so.
Yeah.
But if you have people come to town now, you take them out to this range. It's very impressive. Not that they didn't have fun out there by the airport. Don't get me wrong. They still had fun.
Yeah.
But you got the one box facility where you can gather. You have the shooting range where you can enjoy that. Boy, it's all set up and ready to go, except for all the hard work you guys put in, which will pay off this weekend, right?
That's what we hope. Weather looks good, so.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Anything else, Brent? I'd really like to get you out from behind me here.
I actually like this. Yeah. When does the smack talking between the teams start? Does that get going? Friday is when it really heats up.
Yeah, after the shooting awards and that stuff
Probably
goes
during
on.
the Calcutta.
During
That gets a little
during the
heated.
Calcutta gets
Yeah.
a
Nice.
little.
Yeah, Calcutta. I'm sure they
It gets
would.
pretty eventful.
Yeah.
But then, by Saturday night, everyone's singing karaoke at the end of the night, and everyone's friends. So
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, and they're likely friends all the way through the trash talking as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in. It's always good to see you guys.
yeah, good to see you.
I liked seeing you down in the park with the kids. How long did the bacon last on last Friday?
Yeah, so I think we gave out 298 packages of bacon in total, and it lasted maybe just shy of an hour.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, mine's gone at my house already.
Yeah.
You already ate
Thank
it?
you very much for that. Yes.
I told your girls not to share with you.
They did.
Well, I'll just know that Brent will want to say this. He always liked to say this about bacon.
Bacon makes it better.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for
you.
coming
Thank
in.
you. Thank you.
Thanks for all you do. We have the Doobies lined up for you next on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Convenient online and mobile banking options at nesb.bank or visit one of our locations in Broken Bow, Callaway, or Myrna for help getting started. Easy to use and, most importantly, a secure way to manage your money. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
8:43. Brent and Dave with you on The Breakfast Show. Thanks to our guests from the One Box to highlight the event coming up this weekend. 64th year. Fantastic. Also, kind of reminds us to remind you folks out there, this is only Wednesday, but we better start thinking about that time change.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I knew it was occurring, but had kind of forgotten about it.
Yeah. I know a lot of us aren't looking forward to that, but it's going to happen whether we like it or not. So Saturday night before we go to bed, we'll set those clocks back 1 hour.
Yep.
And so that means at 5:30 when we get off work, it's going to be dark, if not pretty dark.
Yes. I don't know how people feel about it. To me, it's harder to lose the hour. You know, when we put them back ahead to go to daylight savings time, to me that's a harder adjustment. I don't know how others feel about it, but
I think I agree with that just because sleeping.
Yeah, but you are right about the days get really short when you lose or when you set them back an hour.
Yeah. We could do a whole show on it.
Yeah,
but
we
we've
could.
been doing whole shows on it for every year now, so maybe we won't do that this year. Hey, there's some things that we want to tell you about. The Crafty Christmas Fair, second annual, coming up on Saturday, November 2nd. And that's really good because that really blends in nicely and dovetails with the One Box events because Craft Fair probably will have attendees that are in town maybe looking around. So here we go. Crafty Christmas Fair on Saturday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. This is at 1701 Myers Road here in Broken Bow. And they have vendors from Annie's M's Crafts, that's Ann Ritter, Pampered Chef, Holly Bumgarner, Sensi, which is Alice Conley, TJ Farm, Tammy Campbell, Triple B Bakery, Michaela Schweitzer, Gigi's Goodies, Ginger Sponel, and Permanent Jewelry, Katie Bradley. And they'll have door prizes drawn throughout the day, and this is at 701 Myers Road in Broken Bow. This Saturday, the Crafty Christmas Fair, second annual.
Hey, let's tell you what's showing at the movies. Of course, you've got Halloween tomorrow, so it's kind of a Halloween theme right now at the Fox Theater for the next couple of nights. I think many of us remember the movie Hocus Pocus with those wonderful witches that are played by Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Namey. And Hocus Pocus is showing at the Fox Theater right now in Broken Bow. Looks like it'll show tonight and tomorrow night yet as we go through the rest of the Halloween season. And then the newest Marvel movie, Venom, is back for one last dance. Eddie Brock and Venom must make a devastating decision as they're pursued by a mysterious military man. So Venom, The Last Dance, showing yet this week and actually continuing through the weekend and into next week as well. And if you want to get scared, it's Halloween.
Yes.
Sometimes you want to take in a scary movie. Smile 2 is showing at the Fox Theater for tonight and tomorrow night. So that's what's showing for the next couple of nights. Then as we look ahead to Friday through the weekend into next week, as we mentioned, Venom, The Last Dance will continue through the weekend and into next week. Now, this one I'm not familiar with, but as I read the synopsis of it, I assume that it is a animated film. It's called Hit Pig.
Okay.
The story goes, a clever bounty-hunting pig must return a dancing elephant to a Las Vegas circus to collect $1 million. However, when the mission goes sideways, he soon realizes that no amount of money is worth losing his newfound friends. It's rated PG, and it will start showing Friday and run through the weekend at the Fox Theater. Also, a new movie coming this Friday will be We Live in Time. Almut and Tobias are brought together by a surprise encounter that changes their lives. As they embark on a path challenged by the limits of time, they learn to cherish each moment of the unconventional love story. So those are the movies that will be showing beginning Friday and running through the weekend. Hit Pig, Venom, The Last Dance, and We Live in Time. We always encourage you to check out their great website at the Fox Theater. It's watchthefox.com. It'll show you all of the start times. You have the opportunity to purchase tickets online and a lot of information that you can find on watchthefox.com.
All right, Bass Enterprises. Teresa Bass has been in the insurance business for 20 years, and they also have a new team member, Addie Jo Martin, located at 724 South D across from the post office. Medicare open enrollment has started and will continue through December 7th, and they can assist with Medicare help, understanding the differences between all the options. It's a bit confusing, so let Teresa assist you in picking the best option. The health open enrollment starts Friday, and rates are available for them to quote now, and they can assist with enrolling you in the marketplace and picking the right plan with the right provider network. They are certified in the enrollment process to pick and guide you with the best plan carrier. They offer health supplemental such as dental, vision, accident, cancer, and disability, Medicare with all your major carriers, life insurance from term to whole insurance. So call and set up a time to review your plans and options. They can also go directly to your business for enrollment if that is needed. Call them at 308-870-1485. I'll throw that number at you again, 308-870-1485. Bass Enterprises, Teresa Bass with 20 years experience in the insurance business, and now new to the team, Addie Jo Martin.
Hey, if you go to sandhillsexpress.com and go to the employment page, you're going to see several job opportunities that are being posted right now, and among them, Power Solutions is looking for a parts manager to join their energetic and growing team full-time. They offer competitive salary based on experience, paid time off, employee discounts on parts and services. That's a nice benefit. And it's a Monday through Friday schedule. No weekends. Fun and dynamic work environment, and more. So if you love or have a love for diesel engines, Vermeer Ag, and a talent for helping customers, they want to hear from you. So send your resume to this email. You can email it to office.powersolution@gmail.com, or give Power Solutions a call if you'd like more information, 872-5522, 872-5522, Power Solutions.
CarQuest in Broken Bow, here out on Highway 2, is looking for an employee to help at the counter. Now, you'll need to have computer skills and knowledge in the auto industry. That is necessary. And you also must have a valid Nebraska driver's license. Stop in and talk to Lewis, if you're interested. CarQuest, West Highway 2, Broken Bow. And check out Sandhills Express employment page for the information and other job listings. But this one is on there, CarQuest in Broken Bow. Looking for an employee to help at the counter. Stop in and talk to Lewis if you're interested.
Exciting news from the Tumbleweed Cafe. I've not been here yet. I can't wait to go to Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill.
Been hearing a lot about it.
Oh, man. And the grand opening is coming up tomorrow, Thursday, October 31st, beginning at 5. Door prizes every half hour, with the big prize given out at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Must be present to win. We want to stress that. So make sure you swing on in and check out the new Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill right there at the Tumbleweed. It is officially open, and their big grand opening is coming up tomorrow, Thursday, October 31st, beginning at 5. So go check it out. I've seen some pictures of it. Love some of the memorabilia that I have seen in there.
Okay.
And I think that they have a specific, like wall hanging, or maybe even a corner of Billy Bales with some of his pictures and some different things. Of course, Billy, Broken Bow's #1 sports fan.
You bet.
And a lot of old memorabilia, some old trophies, and it just looks really neat. So make sure you swing on in and check it out. Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill there at the Tumbleweed. Also, as you're finishing up harvest, if you need some harvest meals ready for lunch, make sure you call in and they will have them hot and ready for you at the drive-thru. So The Tumbleweed Cafe, a lot of things going on. They're open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily for dine-in. And then, of course, they do their breakfast Monday through Friday in the morning from 6 to 11. And don't forget, they offer the express meals through the drive-thru from 11 until 2, Monday through Friday. It's all happening at the Tumbleweed Cafe.
All right, big party out at Sly's. As you can imagine, they really like Halloween, so here you go.
This Friday night, it's time for the annual Sylvester's Halloween party. Tim Zock will be on hand with his rockin' good music starting at 9 with no cover charge. Get those Halloween costumes ready because the prices will be worth it. $100 for first, $75 for second, $50 for third, $25 for fourth. Gather your friends and ghouls and head to Sylvester's on Friday night. And don't forget, you can cheer on the Huskers this Saturday as well. They have first and third quarter happy hour at Sylvester's, East Highway 2, at the quiet little place that rocks.
Are you concerned dry weather could impact your pasture, rangeland, or forage next year? PRF Insurance from Farm Credit Services of America offers protection against the risk of loss due to lack of precipitation in your grid. You choose the time period, coverage level, and number of acres to insure, and we do the rest. Apply by December 1st to easily lock in your PRF insurance.
Visit the Broken Bow location on West Highway 2 or call 872-2461.
This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Just like technology and all of this talk about AI, the world of construction and home design is always evolving too. At Ansley Lumber and Supply, they are committed to having the very latest in materials as well as the tools you need to tackle the job. Wanting to get in on the barn dominium craze? Well, Ansley Lumber and Supply has everything from the plans and framing to the windows, insulation, and shingle material you need. If your project is a little smaller than building a new home, they have what you need for those too. Ansley Lumber and Supply. Visit them on Main Street in Ansley.
Barney Pharmacy in Broken Bow is hosting several flu shot clinics in the upcoming weeks. No appointment is necessary. Bring your insurance card if you have one. Clinics are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on each day. The next flu shot clinics are November 4th, 5th, and 8th. That's Monday, Tuesday, and
Voters head to the polls. New government data show the economy is strong with a 2.8% growth rate over the summer. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
It looks like the U.S. economy is on track to finish the year with about a 2.5% to 2.7% annualized growth rate. And that would be about the same pace that we saw prior to the pandemic.
Both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump hit battleground states today. Florida Senator Marco Rubio among Latinos cheering on the former president in Allentown, Pennsylvania last night.
We are not garbage. We are patriots who love America. And thank you for running, Mr. President.
McDonald's being hit with lawsuits over the deadly E. coli outbreak linked to raw onions. Brittany Randall's 15-year-old daughter suffered kidney failure.
I just know that hospital bills are racking up. We've been literally here for 10 days.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is honored to recognize the service of our military personnel. To show our appreciation, O'Reilly Auto Parts is proud to offer a 10% discount on many items to all active duty, reserve, veterans, and their dependent family members. Exceptions apply. Get details at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch captivating dramas and gripping mysteries, whether it's entire series of massive hits like Sherlock and Vera, new seasons of originals like The Responder, starring international Emmy winner Martin Freeman, or an extraordinary selection of beloved treasures featuring Idris Elba, Jodie Comer, Matthew McFadden, Benedict Cumberbatch, and more. Only on BritBox. Watch with a free trial at BritBox.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In Game 4 of the World Series, the Yankees stay alive with an 11-4 win over the Dodgers. New York got a grand slam home run from Anthony Volpe and a 3-run blast from Gleyber Torres in the win. Aaron Judge even drove in his first RBI of the series. New York's bullpen tossed 5 shutout innings, allowing just 1 hit in closing down the victory. New York still alive, but still trails in the series 3-1. Game 5 will be Wednesday in New York. NBA, 4 games. Nuggets beat the Nets 144-139 in overtime. Nikola Jokic, a triple-double for Denver, 29 points, 18 rebounds, 16 assists. Mavericks over the Timberwolves, 120-114 in a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals. Kyrie Irving, 35 points for Dallas. In the NHL, the Capitals beat the Rangers 5-3. Washington's Alexander Ovechkin scored 2 goals, numbers 856 and 857 in his career. He's now 38 away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's career goal-scoring record.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance of rain showers today, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Highs level off around 48. Winds out of the north 10 to 20 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tonight. Rain showers likely. Lows dip down to about 31. Sunshine expected tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 55. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
42 under a cloudy sky. Been 42 since 7 o'clock this morning, and has been real steady that way. The winds have also been a factor already out of the north this morning, 10 to 15 plus miles per hour. Barometric pressure has now decided to go up a bit, 29.97. Humidity at 86%. Just a trace of precipitation this morning. Let's talk a little bit real quick about Chapin's Furniture and Square One Boutique here in Broken Bow on the south side of the square. It's What's for Wednesday at Chapin's. And this week, Lola is offering you a special treat with the purchase of a new fall item at Square One Boutique. You can choose from Molly and You mug mixes or party dip mixes. And yes, with the purchase of a new fall item, receive a treat from Molly and You mug mixes or party dip mixes. And their fall decor is still reduced 25%. Florals, stems, pillows, wall hangings, and more. Stop in and see how they can transfer your home into the fall season. And listen every Wednesday for the great deals on What's Up, What's for Wednesday at Chapin's. Check out their window on Wednesdays to find out the answer to What's for Wednesdays.
So blessed to have Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow. They are a specializing Alzheimer's and dementia care assisted living facility here in Broken Bow. And at their facility, they certainly believe that an active life is a nurturing experience, and that's what you'll find at Quality Senior Villages. At their facility, residents can thrive and live an active lifestyle. Activities can bring about a feeling and sense of self-worth, and they try to establish that atmosphere at Quality Senior Villages. So to find out more about the facility and the services they offer, please give them a call at 872-6387. Again, specializing in Alzheimer's and dementia care, assisted living. That's Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow. Again, their phone number, 872-6387.
The Nebraska Department of Transportation has an opening, an exceptional opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join the team in Ansley. And for their employees who work hard, they have supportive work environment and encourage creativity and innovation. They provide training and career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, a work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package that includes a matching retirement contribution. Now, you must apply online for this job, and here's your address, statejobs.nebraska.gov. They are an equal opportunity veterans preference employer. So drop onto the internet there and make your application at statejobs.nebraska.gov, a maintenance worker position in the Ansley area. And Nebraska Land Hearing Center in Broken Bow invites you, before you get into the holiday season and start getting together with friends and family, you might want to just go in and have Roxanne check your hearing so that you can enjoy the holidays, Thanksgiving coming up, of course, Christmas, and there'll be all kinds of gatherings around that, and you'll get together and wonder, is the noise in the room, or I'm just not hearing? What's the deal? I'm not getting all the conversations, and you lose out a lot when you can't hear with your family and friends. So don't struggle with your hearing. Stop in and make an appointment or call 308-384-3852 to make that appointment. A lot of times calling works best. Roxanne's there. Part of the time her office is in the chamber building, but call this number, 308-384-3852, and she will get a hearing test that will really help decide whether you need assistance in hearing. And if you do, she has extended discounts for new and returning patients and for buying local. So be sure and call 308-384-3852 to make an appointment before the holidays. 10 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, and we're going to get a little music going here from Mr. John Prine, and then we're going to bring in a couple of earthy guys to talk about poetry and cowboy themes and rural themes.
Yep.
Some music. It's all coming up in just a little bit. We have our guests into the studio to talk about cowboy poetry, music, pies, and much, much more, Brent.
Yeah, R.P. Smith and Don Shada with us. I love this time of year. Love it when you guys come in to visit. How you been?
Been good, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Getting around good and fun fall. You like being dry? Well,
Yeah,
it's good.
it has been that, hasn't it? Yeah.
If you don't like getting wet, it's been a good one.
Yeah, for
I had
sure.
a couple of farmers in my church. I kind of overheard praying for rain.
Uh-huh.
And one of them told the Lord, said, I'd even take a half-inch of hail.
I'm not quite to that
So it
point.
That's
It
desperate.
kind of
That's
shows
pretty
how that's been,
Yeah, it has been dry for sure. Great to have you guys in. Of course, you have an event that you do about this time of year for, well, you've done it for how many years now?
Well,
Don?
according to this little sheet of paper that I printed off, we're supposed to be the 19th annual.
Wow.
19th. So I don't know when we started this what we expected, but it stayed together and kind of just gets better almost every year. And so we're looking forward to it. It'll be this Saturday.
Okay.
Over in Comstock at our church there, right in almost downtown Comstock, as we say. And anyway, we got a bunch of poets and some singers coming in from around the country, and some of them been there before. We always have a new one or two.
Mm-hmm.
And RP's been good about this every year, kind of stepping in and helping us out, and we going to feature him on the evening show. But I got to thinking on the way in here that this might be an event, something like this is kind of needed at this time, because the playoffs are happening, the districts and all
Yes.
of that, and some teams are, of course, unfortunately, they get beat. Well, they don't have anything to do. Well, we got just the thing. On Saturday afternoon, they can just show up over there and enjoy a whole afternoon of poetry, and then have some supper, and then enjoy an evening of poetry too, and then witness what I'm calling a world-class pie auction. I've been calling it world famous, but it kind of is, but it's certainly a world-class pie auction. And so we started that quite a number of years ago, but our church youth group has got very involved in the Samaritan's Purse Shoebox Project, and a lot of people know about that. And fact is, if you're kind of in it, and you go shopping at Dollar General for some of these items that kind of work with what you put in those boxes, you'll find out that there must be others in it because they run out of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, they've been doing that, and we've been doing it as a church for quite a number of years, and gotten to where we're packing 500-600 boxes, which I don't know if that's a lot. It's a lot for us, but anyway. Turns out this pie auction thing is what kind of helps pay the postage on getting those boxes sent out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the pie auction comes in. But yeah, this coming Saturday is the week, and starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
How many pies do you expect for the pie auction?
Well, I don't know. We usually auction at least 30 probably, or somewhere in that neighborhood, but it's what they bring that kind of surprises some people. I think I might have mentioned one other time that we had a sour cream raisin go close to 1,300 one year.
Wow.
And what's funny is, too, that there'll be some people that'll have to leave or maybe can't stay around or whatever, but we've had, while this auction's going on, we've had guys on their phone. Order buyers.
Yes.
and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a great day, afternoon going into the evening.
Right.
Now, you mentioned poetry. I know sometimes you bring a little music involved. It'd be some of that, too?
Yep. There'll be some music. We've got I've got a gal coming in from Colorado this year that does poetry and music, and she's kind of a nut, and I don't think she'd mind if I said that. She'd say the same thing. But anyway, she's coming in. There's a couple of guys from the Boulder area that come in and do some a little bit different stuff. He's kind of a poet and sings a little bit, and he's got a sidekick that plays a little guitar for him, and so they've kind of got a little unique niche and that they do, and then some of our regular poets, Marty Blocker. He used to be at Cody, Nebraska, and now he lives down in Henderson, Nebraska, but he'll be there, and of course RP will be there, and a fellow, an old horseshoer by the name of Bill Potter from down at Kearney. He'd retired from shoeing horses, but I called him the other day and I said, "What are you doing, Bill?" He said, "Well, I got to go out and shoe a couple of horses." And he's if he ain't as old as I am, he's getting close, and I don't see how a guy's back holds up to shoe horses.
He's kind of shaped like a horseshoe, but you get a lot of authenticity with Bill. I mean, he's the real deal. He knows what he's talking about. He don't get a lot of other places, but it's really fun to see him. He just does a great job of Nebraska kind of poetry.
Have you been at all of these, RP?
I missed a few. There used to be a event out in Utah that they kind of had me on an every other year deal, and it would land on the same weekend part of the time. So I missed a few for a few years, but been pretty steady lately. So
yeah, great.
Good.
Dave, questions?
No, I think the horseshoe story is good, and the name is perfect for a shoer, I think. I think his stories would be. Does he talk a lot about or write about shoeing horses, or is it?
Just all kinds of. He was a feedlot cowboy at one time. He does some. He just covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
And a veteran, and just kind of a treasure that we overlook.
That's good. RP, you go to a lot of these sorts of events. You go all over the country. What makes this one kind of unique in your mind?
Just because it's got more local people on it, and you get more of a flavor for how our part of the country looks at things. So it is different. I mean, these aren't the ones you're going to see at the national gathering, but they still got a voice, and it's important to hear that voice.
A story to tell, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, very good. So how much music and how much poetry, or do you really know? Does it just kind of flow?
I would say we're probably 60 to 65% poetry, maybe, and
that's
music.
Mix,
it just varies from year to year as to who we have. Yeah.
Don, I know in the past you found time to go into the studio and record some things. Have you done any of that recently, as far as
it's
recording?
Been about 5 years,
5 years
now. Yeah. We did a gospel album that about 5 years ago, but that's been the last thing that I've done. But we're still involved in a program here and there once in a while. So.
Good.
CDs have gotten kind of hard to sell with the evolution of digital downloads. It's a different world than even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And who would have thought CDs would be out of?
I actually still have a few cassette tapes and just a few VHS videos. So I've been at this for quite a while, but and some DVDs. But I don't usually even open my case up unless somebody asks. That they're just. I just feel like I'm trying to push stuff on people, and I don't like doing that.
Kind of looks like.
But I've got them if they want them.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like we need to go to the big albums. Back to the
They're kind of coming
33
back.
Vinyl's very big again.
Yeah.
Well, might think about that, Don. Another album. You actually have an album out.
So anything else regarding Saturday's event that you want to mention that maybe we haven't touched on?
Well, not really, I guess. We've I maybe move on. That of course I think the time changes again on Sunday morning, which actually is not a bad thing for us at this time, because we come back and a lot of our performers will be back on Sunday. We're going to have Cowboy Church there at the church there in Comstock. Service is quite a little different than we normally have, or somewhat different anyway. So yeah, a lot of these entertainers will be staying over and be back to help us out on Sunday for our Cowboy Church. And then we have a fellow that shows up around noon called Potluck Chuck. Potluck Chuck will show up about noon, and yeah, we'll have a big potluck dinner. So we get to feed. Well, that's one of the reasons I think these entertainers kind of enjoy coming to Comstock. It's a smaller venue, but they do get to see people maybe they don't see all the time, and then we feed them pretty good.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So yeah.
What time's the Cowboy Church? Is that
10:30 Sunday morning? Yep.
Central Standard Time. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, you know, it's kind of one of those things. Supposedly, you get an extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, you won't.
If you can tell it, I don't know, but yeah.
And then we should mention too. You probably did, but I think it's worth highlighting that it's a free will donation event. There's no ticket price, right?
Yeah, there's no admission charge or anything. We. Our supper that we have, I call it a donation-priced supper. If somebody wants to give something, they can. If they don't want to, that's okay too. But it kind of helps out for the food itself, and then anything left kind of goes into the shoebox ministry as well. So,
well, it's great of all the artists to participate in this, knowing that it's not a big payday. It's more about getting together and eating some good food and helping children in need.
We try to help them out with a little gas money because, well, we don't have any motels in Comstock, so we don't want them staying around. We got to get them out of town anyway. So.
Yeah, have to put them in the park. That'd be a little cool.
Well, yeah.
All right, put them to work blowing up the inflatables.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, maybe Henry could use them.
Well, it'd be a big job.
Harness that hot air, maybe.
There you go. There you go. Well, you know what we're going to ask, right, Brent?
Yeah. Do you have some material that you'd be willing to share with us this morning on the show?
Oh, sure. You want to go first, Don? Or?
Well, I guess I can. I'm going to try something that I haven't really tried. You know, back years ago, I was writing songs and a lot of Nebraska theme and so forth, and I'd spent time working up in the Sand Hills, and so I knew when I started writing I had to write something about the Sand Hills. But it's a song, but I decided, I wonder how that would work. Just, I mean, most music or most lyrics are poetry that you sing, and so I'm going to give this a try, called The Sand Hills of Nebraska, as a poem. On the great American desert, where the deer and the antelope play, there's a land not like any other. The wagon trains passed on their way, but men that grew cattle discovered wealth in their lush prairie grass, and the great sand hills of Nebraska knew permanent settlers at last. You'll find when you drive through that country, where there's not many folks to be found, that if you see 10 buildings at one time, they probably call it a town. But God gave those old hills a treasure that silver and gold can't compare. The windmills pump clear and cold water, the best to be found anywhere. The people who live there are rugged. They've learned to hang in when it's rough. They've survived the droughts and the blizzards, and, well, you could say they've got the right stuff. The Sandhills have taught them a lesson that on which their survival depends. If they take good care of the hills will take good care of them. Where windmills outnumber the people and cattle outnumber the trees, a horse is more than a hobby, and a lot of men bow at the knees. All they grow is grass and cattle, but they'll grow on you if you stay. You know, Nebraska's old sandhills don't change much. and people there like it that way.
Yes. Well said.
Boy, that really transferred from a song to poetry quite well. As you say, it's poetry to start with, but that really worked good, Don.
Well, thank you. I ran over a time or two while I was coming into town to see if I could maybe remember most of it, and I guess I did. But yeah, I think I don't know. RP's he's just done poetry. I think I don't remember him trying to sing too much.
That's a better thing.
But he's kind of pokes a little fun at music sometimes. That if your poetry's not very good, you put music to it.
That's something like that, yeah.
There's probably some of the truth to that, maybe. Yeah.
All right, RP, you got something for us?
Well, I everything I tried to practice on the way into town, for one thing, I was listening to you guys, and then I'd shut off. I think I better practice one, and none of them were working very good. But your John Prine opened for me, and that's the fun thing about these gatherings. So we'll do what they call a round robin, and you'll feed off of what the person before you did, and so I never had an opportunity to do a show with John Prine. But if I had been following him, and he had sang "Knocking on Your Screen Door in the Summertime," well, I came up with a poem that would tie in with that, and it also ties in with radio, because the way the whole deal kind of worked. I was in the house one day at noon, and back when there was a national commentator that a lot of radio stations carried, and he had done a survey, and he'd surveyed every American male with a marriage license and a driver's license, and asked them what they liked better, and the following week, it sounded like a loaded question. Yeah. And the following week, he had the results, and I could not believe it, that 75% of the men responded, said they liked their vehicle better, and I was sitting there with my wife, and I saw it as an opportunity to say something nice, so I said, well, honey, they must be driving something other than a 79 Ford, and for some reason, my comment wasn't taken in the spirit in which it was intended, so I was knocking on the screen door in the summertime, and finally pried the door open, and I threw my arms around her to keep her little fist down, and I recited her this poem, and it's not so much what you say, it's how you say it. Come away with me, my darling wife, and share my morning song. Come out with me, O love of my life, for your presence I do long, and we shall taste the morning dew and greet the coming dawn. My heart, it beats only for you. Without you, I can't go on. And we will be linked together, and my destiny you'll control. For you see, my love, the pickup stuck, and I could really use a pull.
That's great.
Oh, man.
Hey, while we've got you here in the studio, promote Homegrown. We get to play it on Sunday mornings on KCNI radio, but you've been doing that for a little while now.
Well, I think I'm up to... This week will be 1,116, I believe.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you divide that by 52, it makes quite a few years. But I appreciate you guys playing. You guys were one of the first stations, and I think I'm up to 5 now. So
you really?
You were kind of on the ground floor. I haven't really seen how many places I could get it. It's just going good, and of course, we'd mentioned digital downloads and podcasts, and I don't know how it works, but there's the guy that does my website has it set up as a podcast, and I think it's closing in on 100,000 downloads, and so I don't know when a guy starts getting paid for that. Probably he'll pay about as much as selling one CD in the old days, but yeah, that's been a fun thing. But if I didn't have a live radio to give me a discipline and a reason to put it together, I wouldn't be doing it. So the podcast is definitely a byproduct. But I appreciate you guys, and my sponsors, Govia Brothers. On occasion, I have to write an untimely death poem just to kind of make them feel like I'm worth keeping around. I do have kind of an ecclesiastical poem that I might be able to muddle through.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
A burrowing beetle beneath a pile of bull dung makes a hole in the ground to nurture its young. This innocent act set the wheels in motion that, given some time, would cause quite a commotion. Ground squirrel comes on his merry way, and he stops for a bite at the Chips Down Cafe. Didn't know what he'd find, but he followed a hunch, and a few inches down had a beetle for lunch. Badger comes through, he's looking for a meal. That's what badgers do, and it's not a big deal. White clay digs easy, and badgers don't quarrel, and couple feet down, he had supper with squirrel. While above on the prairie, a thunderstorm looms, and a big gully whoosher fills all Badger's rooms. But Badger kept digging, that's how Badgers figure, and before he got drowned, his hole was much bigger. End of the story with no moral profound, Badger and beetle and squirrel in the ground. With the passage of time, the dots do connect for an interesting study of cause and effect. A hole in a terrace on a hill made of clay funnels each rainfall to wash the soil away. And this action, repeated storm after storm, moved enough soil that a cavern did form. A bull comes along on a bright sunny day. A bull comes along, not a care in the world, but friend he was wrong, enjoying the sunshine and grazing the grama when the earth caves way, thus causing some drama. That poor old bull was sure out of luck. Deep in the furrow, that feller was stuck. No one come along to pull him out of the hole, except for the beetles that had Badger breakfast with bull. Now, get to the punchline. I can't remember it here. That had breakfast with bull. Caught under the tread in the circle of life, to the ground we return when we faced our strife. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, and live that life unencumbered. The Lord has made all creatures, great and small, and assigned them the days they are numbered.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I got to ask you, at this point in yours truly's lives, I'm noticing my memory is not quite as good as it used to be. I don't know how you do that, you guys. I know there's that cadence, and you wrote it, so you've got it in your head, but I think that would be really, and you have got hundreds of different poems, I think.
But I admire Don. He's got just a few years on me, and so as long as he can keep going, I say I don't have any excuse. But there's a reason that you don't see too many poets a whole lot older than us guys, because it seems like it don't quite work like it once did. And I had a terribly humbling experience yesterday that I'm not going into, but yeah, you appreciate every day that your mind works.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well put, because some days it does work better than others.
Yeah.
I guess that's the bottom line, but I think it's amazing that you can remember the emphasis on the words and everything put all together. It's quite an accomplishment, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else, guys, you want to mention as we kind of wrap it up this morning? I know a final invitation to the event coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
If people were really into the music, there's a event down in Kearney the night before on Friday night that the Cosmos are putting on down there. And I'll be opening for the Sons of the Pioneers down there. So if they want to just make a weekend out of it, they could see some really great entertainment and not have to get very far from home this week. So, and that's at the Merriman Performing Arts Center at 7:00 on Friday evening, November 1st.
Okay, all right.
The other day, I had an opportunity to invite a gathering of people to our event, and somebody came up to me afterwards and said, "Well, now we live at Arnold," and I said, "But if we came at 4:00." And I said, that'd be great. I said, these sessions run on the hour for about a 50-minute session, and then a little break. But so, people can come in. They don't have to be there at 1:00. We have this all every year. People come in 2 or 3 or whenever they get there, and they're always welcome to come. And so there's the sessions. Each one stand on its own, so there's no necessity to feel like you have to be there at the beginning. But But anyway, that's the way our crowds usually do. They'll grow through the afternoon, and then when supper's about to happen, then it really grows sometimes.
There you go.
And,
well, we have kind of a shift because we have a few listeners that don't drive after dark anymore, so they enjoy the day session.
Yeah,
so we've got something for everybody.
Yep,
so.
they do. And then the evening session will feature just a select number of the entertainers for that particular night, because we've only got usually about an hour and a half, because we got to get to that pie auction. We can't run late and miss. And
I know sour cream pies are a lot of people's favorites, but 1,300, that's quite something, isn't it?
Man,
Yeah.
Well, I was the winner on a banana cream raisin, and the gal. Well, Sue Dowse, I don't know if you guys know Sue, but she does tend to hold a grudge, and it was a couple of years before I got back in Sue's good gracious, and I found out my family doesn't really care for banana cream raisin pie, and it is not one that keeps. You want to share that with friends, and you want it gone that night, because it ain't going to be too good by tomorrow. So.
It kind of shrinks quick, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I should have just invited Sue to share it with me that night, and things would have been a lot better.
Well, you never know till you look back.
Right.
Well,
you got to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. Hopefully some of our pie makers will listen, and they'll come up with one for the. Yeah.
There you go.
Guys, thanks a lot. It's always a pleasure.
Well, thank you.
Come back anytime, but come back for sure before the event next year, because I'm sure you're going to have another one. So thanks a lot.
Lord willing, we will. Thanks a lot for having us.
You bet. Thank you. Well, we started with a little John Prine. Let's put Kurt Vile and John Prine together with a song called How Lucky.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Can one man get
How lucky can one man get? Just makes you purr, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm told by RP it doesn't really sound like a purr through the radio very much. So
I would agree with RP. I'm not sure what that sounds like.
Here, kitty. Here, kitty.
Yeah.
All right, get ready for Happy Jack Black White Simpson over on KCNI. By the way, this came in from Sean Simpson. Says that cat sounds a lot like Jack Dean Simpson snoring. Well, there you go.
There you go.
All right, thanks everybody. We're running a little bit overtime. That's A-OK, but we'll catch things up here on the radio for you today. Go away, kitty.
I was going to say, you can fade that out anytime.
Go to your litter box. Go somewhere.
Yeah. Not my place, though.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Thanks, Brent.
See you, Dave.
It's been fun.